So episode 2 of Mando season 3 is pretty good. If you watched my last video, you know that I was not stoked with episode 1. But like I said, there's a lot of episodes to go and it looks like we're already off to a great start with episode 2. There's definitely more things that I liked than disliked in this episode, so I'll just go through the whole thing from the start. Despite me just praising this episode, the beginning was actually just okay. This might be controversial, but I don't think Peli Motto is a good character. I mean, she's not a bad character, but she's definitely not as funny as the show tries to make her. I just feel like she's trying too hard to be a scummy scoundrel and it comes off as kinda cheesy. Like, she ain't him, and she never will be. Although, I will say the scam she pulls on this Rodian with the Jawas is pretty devious. Gotta give credit where it's due. However, my least favorite part of this scene is this droid right here. I'm glad we got an explanation for why Mando needs a droid for this mission, and that IG-11 won't be coming back, I hope. But this droid pissed me off the moment it came on screen. I just hate the over-cowardly character trope. It's just so annoying. Like, I know C-3PO isn't the bravest droid, but at least he's actually funny. This droid is just a liability. That, and it took Grogu's spot on the N1. Honestly, Mando, you should have just listened to my man Grief. But now we move on to the good stuff with Mandalore, which looks absolutely stunning, by the way. See, now this is getting closer to Andor level quality. I love these shots of the planet's surface and the cave. Of course, the astromech nearly gets Din killed, but at least he actually did his job. And moving forward to when Din gets captured, I gotta say, this thing is so gnarly, I love it. Honestly, I wish we could get more info on this creature, like how long has it been here and why is it draining Din's juices? Though I think it only exists as a catalyst to get Din and Bo together, and that's completely fine, because this is where shit gets interesting. But first, I want to talk about Grogu for a second. A lot of you guys commented on my last video saying Grogu should have stayed with Luke or that he was reunited with Din too soon, and I do agree. It would have been nice to see Din on his own again after his emotional journey in seasons 1 and 2, and it also would have been cool to see more of Grogu's training with Luke. However, I'm not devastated he's with Din now. I mean, it's hard to dislike such an adorable character, but he is basically just a sidekick for Mando. Despite that, I will say it's nice to see Grogu actually capable of helping out. Not only is he stronger with the Force, but his relationship with Din is stronger, making for more interesting interactions than just making baby noises. I just hope that they don't make him a liability for Din to save, because that would be pretty repetitive. Though I don't think that's the case in this season, because it seems like Grogu is saving Din's clumsy ass now. Overall, I still like Grogu and Din as a duo, and I hope to see their relationship go through more trials. But now on to the most interesting character this season so far, Bo-Katan. Or is it Bo-Katan? I don't know. Bo. I have no idea what Bo's intentions are in this episode, and that is a good thing. She provides the hint of mystery that I look for in any show. Starting when she sees Din's ship for the second time, she says,
"Let's get rid of him once and for all."
And I'm like, damn, she about to take the Darksaber right here, right now. But then she has a change of heart when she sees Grogu, and I mean, how could anyone be angry at that face? When she gets to Mandalore, there is an obvious change in her character, and even more so when she saves Din, twice. She seems like a totally different, less enraged person. The point is, I don't know what Bo is going to do next, and that excites me. Like, will she try to take the Darksaber from Din? Maybe she only saved him because she wants to win the Darksaber in combat. Or maybe she'll give up her quest and her destiny for a simpler life similar to Mando's. The thing is, I don't know, and that's awesome. And can I just say how amazing it is that these characters actually have a genuine conversation about their lives, culture, and how they feel? Not only is it interesting to see two different Mandalorians talk about their culture, it's nice to see Mando empathize with Bo, even though he's never experienced Mandalore in its prime. It's scenes like this that make me love Mando far more than any fight scene ever could. I will take genuine character development like this over a pointless fight any day. The same can be said about Din and Grogu's conversations. It's just nice to see these characters interact in a wholesome way. Although I do want to talk about these fight scenes with the mutated apes. At first, I had assumed that these were just here once again to have Mando fight them. But it wasn't until Bo fought them that I realized their purpose is to show the difference in skill level between Din and Bo. I think we can all agree that Din was getting his ass beat this whole episode. My man couldn't catch a break. Bo, on the other hand, handled this cave quest pretty easily, even wielding the Darksaber like a pro, while Din could barely lift the thing. It's made clear that there is a gap in their skills as Mandalorians, and this episode gives us an idea of how a fight between them may go down. Perhaps they won't fight, but if they do, my money's on Bo-Katan. The last bit of this episode is probably my favorite part. Although I should say I thought it was hilarious when Mando just plummeted to the bottom of the water. But that laughter soon turned to excitement when I saw this thing. I know I just ragged on CGI monsters in my last video, but this is how you freaking do it. It's completely unexpected, there's lore behind it, and it was a slow reveal with terrifying music. On top of that, you could tell Bo-Katan was visibly shocked, which in turn makes us shocked. And on top of that, the thing was underwater, which makes it like 10 times scarier, at least for someone who has mild thalassophobia, like me. Overall, this episode was a huge improvement on the first and has given me way more hope for the rest of the series. Honestly, the best thing about this episode is that it sets up potential for the rest of the show, and needless to say, I am hyped for what's to come. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this episode, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see my video on episode 3. And once again, thank you all for nearly 2,000 subscribers. The amount of growth on my channel has been unreal, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll catch you next time.